What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Baltimore Colts show.
That
Our
Casey forgot the name of.
this man, he texted me and he's like, "Are you ready for the BC show?" And I was like, "I didn't know we do a Bullet Club show," and it wasn't. It
How you
was.
know I wasn't talking about the Brodus Clay show? I'm just saying.
I didn't know what you was talking about. I could have been anything.
Bruh, it's Tuesday.
It could have been the Billy Corgan show. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it's our weekly picks, the Baltimore Colts show. It's new. I got to get used to it. Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, we'll be right back with our picks.
And I'm finished playing, take that in and let it soak. I got these people shook like they were looking at a ghost. Yeah, I could change my way, but it's too late now. No, I won't look back. No, I won't back down.
Would you look at that T.Y. Hilton? He going down the field. He going for that touchdown. Yeah. I mean, it was against the Superchargers, so it wasn't really that hard. But yeah, he did it. He did it though. Anyway,
I wonder how many points the Chargers scored in that game, and still lost.
yeah, probably a lot, and still lost. But anyway, let's get into. Were there any games that you wanted to talk about last week?
I definitely want to talk about the Ravens game from last week.
Okay.
Last night actually. I mean, I don't know. It was a blowout for a little bit there, and I was kind of upset. And then they came back with a special teams blunder things. I don't know what to call that, but that was pretty crazy. The comeback was pretty crazy. Jimmy Smith went out. It was 9-0 when Jimmy Smith went out. So realistically, like the defense only gave up 7 points with Jimmy Smith in. And then we saw the Patriots kind of blow up. And a lot of people are saying, you can't blame it all on Jimmy Smith being out, but you can because when Jimmy Smith's out, like one player should not make this much of a difference. But when it happens every single time, that's kind of the issue. And they're actually saying that Jimmy Smith might be more serious injury than like not necessarily out for the year, but limiting, and maybe out for a couple of weeks, which is bad because when Jimmy Smith doesn't play in defense, like the pass rush doesn't get there as quick as they usually do. Obviously, the corners don't play as well because the top corner's out, and the safeties. I think the safeties do fine for the most part, but actually, I'm gonna commend Sharice Wright. I am. I'm going to commend Sharice Wright. I usually don't do this, but I'm going to. He actually played very well last night. I felt like I was really impressed by the way he played because I've been very hard on Sharice Wright, as deservingly so. He's bad, but last night, like I don't know if you caught this because I know you were watching the game, but I think you were kind of watching Raw slightly. But I saw the flea flicker that the Patriots threw, and Sharice Wright looked in the backfield as soon as the fake was happening, and he still stayed with his man. He didn't like bite on it or anything, and I just thought that was a very good play. That was a very sharp play by him. So I mean, hopefully he's improving. I would hope because to keep winning, we have the tiebreaker on the Steelers, but the Steelers are a game up on us now, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, definitely not a. I don't think it was a terrible game. I just think the offense couldn't do anything with the way the Patriots scheme their defense. It was, it's done really well. But too, like there was a lot of players not catching balls as well, so that kind of hurt. The Raider raid struggled against the Kansas City Chiefs. Was surprised by this a lot actually, because the Raiders looked like a shell of themselves last week against the Chiefs, and I was actually surprised that they lost in the way they did. Now I know the Chiefs are supposedly a good team, but still, like I was surprised by that. Let's see where the Colts at. Houston, because but yeah, the Colts lost to Houston, which I expected to be a good game as it was. It was going to be a tight game. Both teams playing for the lead in the division, but we all know the Titans. The Titans are going to win. Like we all know this, Casey. We know the Titans are going to win the division. Like, come on, guys. And what was one more game I was thinking of? Tennessee beating Denver. Wow. Tennessee beating Denver. Wow. The Packers, and I'm going to talk about the Rams too. Actually, the Rams and the Cowboys, because those were some big games too. There's a lot of big games last week. I feel like this week is kind of not as big. It doesn't feel like, at least, and we'll get to that here in a second. But like last week felt like it was huge. The Packers and the Seahawks, definitely big game. No, a good game for the Packers because they all suck on the road. But that just means the Packers are gonna be the most overrated team for the next little bit because they beat the Seahawks 38-10, even though Seattle's on the road, so they're not that good on the road anyway. Giants and the Cowboys, and then I'll get into the Rams and Jeff Fisher being gone. I guess we could. That's something we could discuss here in a second. I'll let you give your last week's picks after I talk about the Cowboys losing. I was excited to see the Cowboys lose because I hate them. They suck. I mean, we saw the Cowboys look like the team I thought they would look like if they faced the right defense. And let's be honest, they looked the same way against the Ravens, except in the middle of the field. In the middle of the field, they did pretty well. But like the Giants' defense is pretty good. They got some corners, like their corners are ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't necessarily surprised that the Giants won. But the issue with the Giants right now is they don't have a good enough offense to do anything. And that's kind of the issue right now. But we also had Jeff Fisher getting fired, but I guess we'll talk about that here in a second. I guess I'll kick it back to you for last week's games. Any thoughts? That was a lot of games last week as far as like big games.
Yeah, there's a lot of games I feel like to talk about. I guess I'll start off with the Colts. Yeah, we lost, but and kind of the same with Baltimore and New England. I feel like, Tennessee or Indianapolis and Houston is always going to be a good game no matter which team wins. Kind of the same with New England and Baltimore. It's going to be a good game. So, I would have loved to see Indianapolis win, but, I felt like it was a good game. I actually really liked the Miami-Arizona game. I thought that was a pretty good game. Miami won. I don't know, because Arizona didn't necessarily look bad in the game, but you kind of have to put. I feel like you do have to bring in, the weather into consideration. You don't get as much rain in Arizona as you do, obviously, in Florida, where I don't think people, unless you have been to Florida or live in Florida, you don't realize how much it does rain in Florida. It rains in Florida a lot. So obviously Miami is more used to kind of playing in that, and it was raining pretty hard for a while there. But it was still a really good game. I will defend Dallas a little bit. And this was just all the memes and everything that I saw on Facebook and everything after the game, this past week. Yes, Dallas did lose to New York both times that they played, but at the same time, Dallas is still 11-2. So I mean, I don't know. I
feel like with Dallas, like if you put the right defense in front of them, they're not gonna beat them. Because I mean, we've seen that before. We've seen Dallas struggle against defenses.
Yeah,
against good defenses. They just found a way to win the game.
Yeah.
They struggled against the Ravens defense, honestly. The only thing they were doing was hitting them in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was kind of surprised Carolina won against San Diego. For some reason, I just thought San Diego was going to win. Atlanta kind of destroying LA because LA. What else? Tennessee beating Denver was a surprise. I don't think it was a huge surprise just because I feel like Denver isn't as good as
we thought they were.
yeah, exactly. And then Detroit Chicago is usually always a good game. Detroit did get the win, so that was good. And then don't worry, everybody. Don't worry. I know you were worried. Cleveland is still winless. Don't worry. No, nothing changed. I know we were all worried about that. And Oakland and Kansas freaking City. We're still gonna make it. We still got this. How? Come on, Oakland. Come on.
That's a big disappointment right there for you.
You want to talk about Jeff Fisher being let?
Yeah, Jeff Fisher alleviated of his duties. Extension like 2 weeks ago because
Yeah.
logic. As far as Jeff Fisher is concerned, I'm surprised because it felt like they were just gonna keep him along because he's Jeff Fisher. like Jeff Fisher is one of those guys who he's a good coach. I think I think he's a good coach, but like Jeff Fisher is one of those guys that you just trust. So you're like, we'll be fine. We'll just keep him forever, and he's losing all these games. The issue, and I think it was good to fire Jeff Fisher. Is the thing about it is Jeff Fisher, it's not like he had the Browns who've been tanking and haven't been trying to get better. He had the Rams who have actually been kind of a dark horse the last couple of years because of through the draft and even in free agency and trading and stuff like that in the offseason. So I'm not necessarily surprised that Jeff Fisher got fired. Unfortunately, he had to move all the way to freaking LA from St. Louis for all those years. He had to move all the way to freaking LA, which is fun and all, but that's unfortunate. But I'm not necessarily surprised. Is he gonna get another job? He's kind of getting older now, so I don't know if he necessarily wants one. But Jeff Fisher's one of those guys who I think he's just trustworthy as a coach. But I think he did a terrible job of coaching the Rams just because they have been building. It's not like they've been tanking to me. But you got any thoughts on Jeff Fisher being let go?
I mean, I feel bad for him for getting fired, but I mean, I don't know. Yes, the Rams aren't like the Browns that just kind of suck and stay sucking and don't try to get better. Sorry, Amy, if you watch this. I feel like I said this in the beginning of the season. They went to a new city. Maybe that's going to change things. I feel like they try to get better. I don't know that you can necessarily, blame it on one said person. I don't necessarily think it's just Jeff Fisher's fault. I don't, there's, special teams coaches, there's offensive coaches, there's defensive coaches, there's management, there's, there's so many people that probably have a hand in the, them not winning. And I think part of it still is they're still growing. They're still trying to figure out how to, build that good team. It's just unfortunate that, he's the head coach. So he takes the most of the blame, unfortunately. And I think we've seen that with many coaches over the years, with different teams that I don't think the coaches were necessarily bad. It's just the situations, I guess, that they were put in. I do hope he does get another job. He is getting older, but not super old. He could definitely, go to another team if he wanted to.
I mean, if Donald Trump could run for president at 70, just saying.
Anyway. But yeah, I do hope he gets another job. I mean, maybe he can go to the college level. Maybe have some better success there. I don't know. But he definitely has options. I feel like. I'm sure I'm sure there's other teams that would take him, in a heartbeat. Because I kind of like DJ said, I feel like he's a good coach. It's just the situation that he was in. But anyway, let's jump into the quote shortened Baltimore Colts show. We we talked about shortening the show before we went on, and yeah, that's not
it whatever.
sometimes you gotta discuss.
But there was a lot to talk about. It's week 14. I forgot about that. It's week 14.
Yeah. So we're
because it'll be really short during the playoffs because we'll have like 4 games.
Yeah. But anyway, moving into week 15. Thursday night football. We got Seattle hosting the Los Angeles Rams. Going with Seattle. DJ?
If there's any team that can beat Seattle in Seattle, it has been proven that it's the Los Angeles Rams. They have Seattle's number. I'm going with the Rams.
But they just lost their coach. Are they going to be mentally there?
That's one of those that's one of those things though. A lot of times they respond a little bit losing a coach.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway,
how did the Colts play when Bruce Arians took over? Exactly.
Awesome. Really good. We were the best. We're still the best. We won a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. There was one that we didn't win, but whatever. It's whatever. It's anyway. Miami traveling to New York, technically New Jersey, to face the New York Football Jets. I almost went to this game. I almost got tickets, and then I didn't, and I don't, so I'm not. But, I feel like everyone needed to know that. And this is on Saturday, which is kind of weird. So we got a Saturday night game. Fins get the wins. I'm saying it right now, even though it's cold and they're not used to cold because they're from Miami. But anyway, DJ.
I'm changing the New York Jets to the new Jets. I'm changing it because they're in New Jersey. It doesn't count. They're not New York. But I'm going with the Dolphins. Quarterback. Even though Ryan Tannehill looks like he's going to be out for a little bit, I think they're going to lean on Jay Ajayi, which is going to be tough to do too because the Jets' defense is actually pretty good as far as run defense is concerned. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. They have more to play for than the Jets do right now, and the Jets kind of suck. So I'm going with the Dolphins.
He's out for a little bit. He tore his ACL.
He sprained it.
Oh, I thought he tore it.
They said the initial report was that he tore it, but he sprained it. But they said he might be out for a little bit.
Oh, still, I think it's going to be a while. I don't think he'll be back this season. He might, he might John Cena it and be back like 2 weeks. But I don't know. It's a possibility. Anyway, we got Buffalo. The Browns are going to Buffalo to lose. Buffalo, because it's the Browns. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's the Browns. So I'm going with Buffalo. DJ.
I'm going with the Browns. Buffalo kind of sucks. I mean, I don't know. Buffalo's an odd team. Like they look like they should be good, and then they play and they're not. I think the Browns get the first win this week. They couldn't do it against the Bengals somehow. I think it's going to be against the Bills. Unfortunately, Rex Ryan. I'm sorry, bud. I'm going with the Browns.
Don't worry, Rex. You're not going to lose. Don't worry. We got Chicago. We got Green Bay going into Chicago. Got to go with Green Bay because the Bears. Green Bay. DJ.
Yeah, I'm going with Green Bay. I don't think. I mean, you can't pick the Bears, man. Like, I mean, they're playing with what backup? No, I guess Jay Cutler's back now. Thought he got hurt again. Yeah, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. Like, they're facing the Bears. Like, no, Packers.
All right. Pittsburgh traveling to Cincinnati in DJ's favorite game of the week. He loves it. He's so excited. He loves these teams. DJ, who are you going for?
Darn it, Pittsburgh's gonna win this.
Yeah.
So darn it, the one time I want the freaking Bengals to win. I'm going with the Bengals, darn it. Oh god, it hurts. Damn, you'll catch a cramp going with the Bengals sometimes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals because just please, Cincy, come on. I need this. We still got. I mean, as long as the Ravens went out, they're okay because they still got to face Pittsburgh again. But I mean, Cincy, you can help us out though. I'm just saying, you can help us out a little bit, just a fraction. Come on, Cincy. I'm picking Cincy.
I'm going with Pittsburgh because it's the safe pick. And you know, Cincinnati's getting close to playoff time, and you know, the closer they get, the more and more they try to lose, and usually succeed.
They must have turned into Amnesia Matt and got there a little closer than a little faster than usual.
All right. And next, we're going to Kansas City with Tennessee visiting Kansas City. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going with Kansas City. I think it should be a good game, but I'm going to go with Kansas City. DJ?
Well, we're gonna disagree on a lot of stuff this week, I guess. I'm going with Tennessee. They got more to play for. No, actually, they both have a lot to play for. But Tennessee, like, honestly, Tennessee with that division lead might have a little more to play for. I don't know. This was tough. I'm going with Tennessee though. The only issue with Tennessee is like when they look bad, they look bad. So, but I'm going with Tennessee. In Arrowhead. Oh, in Arrowhead.
Doesn't Kansas City have a division lead though, too?
No, Oakland does.
Oh, we still do? I don't think we do after last week.
I don't have to look it up. But I think they do.
I don't think so.
Look it up.
Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, I think they still do. Oh, they did. Darn it. Oh yeah, Kansas City does because they have the freaking tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Because they sweep the freaking Raiders.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still think Tennessee has a little more to play for because Kansas City, even if they lose, they still own that tiebreaker. So if the Raiders lose again, they'll be fine.
Raiders won't lose again. They won't.
Tennessee is like 1-4 in the division, I think.
Anyway, we got Minnesota letting the Colts come into their house so we can win. Going with Indianapolis to not win because probably not. Minnesota. All those games I wanted Minnesota to win, and then they didn't. And they're probably going to win this one. Because if I go for Indy, they're going to lose. So I'm just going to go with Minnesota. Just going to do it.
Okay. So you got the worst offense in the league. going against going up against the worst defense in the league. So that's not the true stat. I actually don't know, but it's pretty close. Indy's defense is absolute garbage. Minnesota's offense is absolute garbage. Who wins out? who wins out? God, that's a hard game. That's a hard game. I'm going with Indy. I think Indy has more to play for right now than Minnesota because Minnesota sucks. Their offense is god awful. Yeah, their offense is so bad. Like their offense is so bad it's gonna make Indy's defense look good, and that's hard.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. The New York Football Giants. Ah, that's why it's a Saturday. Okay, I get it now. Because both New Yorks have a home game. Okay, that makes sense.
And plus, they do these weird Saturday games when playoff time comes around to get people used to doing Saturday games.
Yeah. Anyway, New York Giants at home against Detroit. Going with Detroit. DJ?
Yeah. I'm also going with Detroit. The Giants' offense doesn't look good enough to keep up with Detroit's offense. Detroit's offense is pretty good. No, I mean, all the Giants have to do, well, is not take the lead until really, 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 really late in the game. Because the Lions like to come back is what they like to do. But yeah, I'm going with the Lions. I think the Lions are just the better team right now. I know the New York Giants just beat the best team in the league, I think, record-wise, or it was at least. But I can't go with them. I'm going with the Lions.
All right. Next, we're going to Baltimore for the Ravens versus the Eagles. Going with Baltimore because the Eagles started off real good. They started off real good, and then they were like, oh, wait, we're the Eagles. And, yeah. DJ.
Eagles playing against or not the Eagles, but the Ravens playing against a rookie quarterback. I still think the Ravens might still be the number one defense. I'm not too sure of that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not after. I mean, they played decently Monday, but not like number one defense great. But going up against the rookie quarterback who's honestly struggled since week 5 game winning streak. I think was it 4 games that they won in a row. I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Carson Wentz, I like him, but he struggled a lot after that initial winning streak. And the Ravens are a scrappy team. Like the Ravens know that they have to win out, and that's the Ravens team that you don't want to face. Is the Ravens team that with their back against the wall. Last week they had a division lead, so their back wasn't as against the wall as it is in this game. But yeah, like I gotta go with the Ravens. I don't think the Eagles just aren't that good. Like I drank the Kool-Aid, Casey. I don't know if you drank it, but I did. I tasted a little bit. I think it was spiked.
Yeah.
I think it was spiked a little bit. But don't think the Eagles are that good. The defense is solid, but I don't think the Eagles can play defensive football with the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens.
All right. Next, we're going to Houston for the Texans versus the Jaguars. I'm going with Houston because the Jaguars.
The Jaguars. Yeah. Houston. I'm going with Houston. They beat the Colts, which I don't know if that's a difficult task or an easy task at this point. The Colts are like
that's difficult.
The Colts is such a confusing team to me. But
we like it.
I'm going with the Texans. They're the better team. Obviously, they're fighting for the division lead. Jacksonville doesn't have anything to play for, but I know Jacksonville wants to play spoiler. But I'm still going with the Texans. That defense is still solid.
That's our secret weapon. When you come into a game, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if we're really good or really bad. We don't even know if we're really good or really bad. Anyway, let's move on to Atlanta versus San Fran gonna lose. Atlanta. DJ.
Yeah, Atlanta. They're playing against San Francisco, man. No. Have you seen Atlanta's offense? They're pretty doggone good. I'm going with Atlanta. Good. I'm so glad I got Matt Ryan this week. I'm so excited.
Anyway, going to Arizona for Arizona versus New Orleans. That's how you have to say it. You have to say New Orleans. It's not it's not actually two words, it's just one word, New Orleans. And New Orleans is gonna lose, I'm pretty sure, because we got the grass. And I've heard the grass is actually working now. It took a while. It did. But I think it's gonna work. Probably not though, because DJ.
I'm going with the Saints. Yep. I can't tell you why, because Arizona's defense is pretty good. Saints offense is real good. Normal philosophy, the Justin way. I'm picking against my division, so I can't pick this game. But yeah, I'm going with New Orleans. I think the offense is going to outdo that defense.
All right. And we got New England versus Denver in Denver. Still got to go with New England. Yeah. I don't want to. I don't like to. I hate New England. But DJ.
I'm going with Denver.
Ooh, okay.
The defense is still good. They just got out defensively played last week. Like the defense still played really well last week against Tennessee. Tennessee just scored 3 more points than they did. And I mean, I think this defense is for real. Are they number 1 defense? No, I still think that's the Ravens. But that's the Ravens with Jimmy Smith. With Jimmy Smith. Let me add that disclaimer there. But I'm going with Denver. They're playing at home in the cold. Denver. I'm going with Denver.
All right. Next, we got Oakland traveling to San Diego.
Go, Chargers, go.
To face the San Diego Superchargers. Go Chargers, go. I guess that's how it's said. I don't know. But
go, Chargers, go.
As usual, I'm drinking the Raiderade. We let KC win last week. We did. We were like, you know what? Let's let them have something. Because they're, they suck. They just don't know that they suck. They do.
They're winning the division. That's not how that works.
That is how that works. It's
well, I guess you got the Cowboys, so that might be how that works.
That is how that works. I'm going with Oakland though. I feel like this will be a good game though. San Diego play really good and still lose. DJ.
I'm going with San Diego. San Diego, to me, I was gonna say they're a better team. That was gonna be a lie. I just think San Diego is trying to play spoiler again. They're not in the same division, but still, San Diego. They like this. They like San Diego. I don't know what to say about San Diego. They kind of suck, but I think they're gonna win this game. I think the Raiders are on a downhill slide now.
They're not, but okay. They're not. Let's move on though to America's team, Dallas Cowboys
Nah, you picked the wrong team. It's Tampa Bay. Come on now. We all know that Tampa Bay is America's team.
We got both of America's teams. The Cowboys versus Tampa Bay.
All the wrestling references in one game.
Yep. um, I don't know. DJ.
I'm going with the crab legs, baby. I'm riding the train, baby. The crab legs are going close to all the way. At least they're gonna win this game. The Tampa Bay is honestly playing to win that division. Like, I think they won. I think they're actually leading that division right now, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be. But I think they're playing. They're gonna win that division. I think from the Falcons, which is weird. I actually kind of want the Falcons to win, so it's like a weird dynamic. But since I like the crab legs and Jameis Winston, I think wouldn't that be amazing? The number one and number two picks from last year's draft in the playoffs at the same time. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going with the crab legs. They're gonna beat Dallas. Dallas is on a downhill slide, people. I'm telling you, it's December. It's that month that they don't like.
We will see. We'll see if they slide. But moving on to that was
Did you pick that game?
What? Oh, I didn't. The fan in me is going with crab legs, but you
always go with the fan in you, Casey. That's how it works.
The picks in me for my pick'em league is going with Dallas.
Take your pick.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Sunday Night Football. Moving on to Monday Night Football. We got the Washington Auras going up against the Carolina Panthers. This is going to be a terrible game, I feel like. Just watching Raw because it's going to be terrible. DJ.
Bro, freaking Cam Newton has less total yards than Sam Bradford. This man should be ashamed of himself. I'm going with Washington. Washington's still playing for playoffs. Carolina's still just playing. So yeah, this man Johnson still got 500 yards. This man should be ashamed of himself. Rob Kelly got more than him. He didn't even play the whole year. I'm going with Washington. Carolina's just abysmal, unfortunately. I like Carolina, but
yeah, I'm going with Washington in this terrible, terrible game.
Told you the NFL hates ESPN.
It's gonna be so bad, so bad. But anyway,
it could be worse. It could be the Browns versus the Bears. The Browns versus the 49ers. It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be. Anyway, that was your week 15 picks. After this, we only got 2 weeks left. I feel like this season went by really quick. For some reason, it just felt like
we still need to do like NBA picks because we always say we're going to and we never do. So I mean, unless you want to just do playoff picks for that, I don't know what you want to do for that.
I mean, if you go and you set up the fantasy, then we could. I'm just saying. I sent you the link and everything. Wait, no.
You sent me a link to what?
I set it up and I set the invites out.
Oh, the fantasy.
Yeah.
I forgot you sent me that. See what happened was forgot you sent me the stuff. Yeah.
We gotta figure out when we gonna do that draft. So I mean, we could do. That's gonna be hard though because there's so many games in a week to do. But I mean, I guess we could still do it. Yeah. Because I mean, we're doing the weekly. We're doing the fantasy weekly on there, so we could do it the same day that we set our rosters.
Yeah.
So, all right. we'll figure that out. But anyway, this has been your Week 15 Baltimore Colts show. I almost forgot the show again. It's a new show. I'm getting used to it still. Okay, we'll be back at some point. We have a couple other videos to do sometime this week. We're gonna do obviously the WWE Weekly Review on Wednesday or Thursday, and then TNA Friday. Probably going to be doing a Who Do You Sign this week at some point, and we have a special video debating character versus personality, or however I put it. Yeah. Anyway, so we have a couple videos coming out this week, and then Sunday we have a not battle.
Block Road.
Block Road. We got Block Road coming up on Sunday, so we're gonna put a block in the road. So the road, it's kind of like a roadblock, but it's not. It's a block road.
But it's a block road.
Yeah. It's the same but completely different. But anyway, until then, follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, and see us on the flippity dippity. Oh, yeah.